11 simple things all successful people do. Every new person you meet may have a huge impact on you. You never know in advance what roles they will play during your life. What if that guy or girl you met yesterday will be with you for the rest of your life? What if that business meeting tomorrow will be a turning point in your career? What should you know before you meet a person? How should you behave? Here is a list of 11 things you should do to be successful at making new friends and acquaintances. Number 11. Do a thorough research about the person you are going to meet. Successful people never neglect this preparation stage. You don't need to spend a lot of money on a private detective. Just find the person's page on Facebook and look through it. It's likely that you'll find some information about his or her professional experience, hobbies, and personal interests. You have probably heard before that when going to a job interview, you should be well aware of the company you want to work for. For example, how long has it been on the market, and other things like that. People are no different. Number 10. Prepare for the context of the meeting. There are many kinds of meetings. It can be your first date, a job interview, a meeting with your child's school teacher. Of course, you should be prepared differently for every kind. Think about what questions you might ask to avoid a moment of awkward silence with a woman you are planning to see for a cup of coffee. Imagine how you will answer the famous "Where do you see yourself in 10 years?" question talking to an HR specialist. Plan an elaborate excuse why your son missed a physical education class. Don't forget that there are always many various opinions on the same topics. Try to imagine what motives the person you are going to meet might have. The more information you have, the better. Number 9. Learn people's names and use them. Dale Carnegie wrote, "To recall a voter's name is statesmanship. To forget is oblivion." This might sound like an obvious piece of advice, but you can't even imagine how powerful the effect is that names have on us. In sales, it's essential to learn a buyer's name and use it a few times during the conversation. It elicits an emotional response that is very important in building a fruitful relationship. Research has shown that using people's names in a conversation helps grab their attention. Another powerful move, which you should be careful with, is asking which form of a person's name you can use. For example, Michael can be Mike, so to make your meetings feel less formal, you can ask, "Can I call you Mike?" Frank Underwood from House of Cards uses this trick very often, and he is a hell of a negotiator. If a person's name is very unusual, it's okay to ask them to repeat it. Make sure you pronounce it correctly. Number 8. Remember that nobody feels relaxed. Very few people can feel comfortable when talking to new people. Everybody is worried about how they look and what they say. Don't forget that the person you've just met is also just a person. He or she is most likely pretty anxious too. Keep it in mind and the conversation will go much smoother. Number 7. Be friendly and confident. Smile. This is the best course of action. If your smile looks sincere, use it. A fake smile is usually the one when your lips are smiling and your eyes aren't. Practice a little in front of the mirror, and once you believe yourself, you are ready to go. But remember, a fake smile is worse than no smile at all. Don't try to build trust with lies. Look the person in the eye. Avoiding eye contact makes a terrible impression. The person might think you are lying or hiding something. However, don't keep the eye contact constantly. You don't want to look like a weirdo, right? Take cultural differences into account. In some countries, eye contact may be a rude thing. For example, in Japan, it leads to uncomfortableness and can even be seen as disrespectful. Like we said before, research in advance is essential. Number 6. Watch your posture. Your posture can tell a lot about yourself to other people. Don't stoop if you don't want to look like a loser. Hold your back straight. That way you'll look self-assured and open. Keep your hands in the person's sight. Don't put them into your pockets or hide them behind your back. Have you noticed American presidents waving the right hand when getting out of the plane? This gesture shows that you are completely open and you have nothing to hide. Number 5. Focus on your body language. Use your hands when talking. Gestures help to relax your memory because they kind of do part of the talking. Don't cross your legs or hands. This might indicate that you are insecure, which of course you aren't. Number 4. Take care of your appearance. The most important rule is always to stay yourself. If you don't feel comfortable wearing suits, then don't put them on. You don't want to think about your outfit during the conversation. It's not necessary to follow all fashion trends and grow yourself a beard or do some fancy makeup. Just make sure your clothes are clean and neat. Be extra careful with perfume. The smell may not seem nice to other people or may even make them allergic, so it's better not to use any perfume at all. Number 3. Never show off. Whatever situation you are in, whoever you are meeting, never show off. After all, you're not Tony Stark. Even if you have a lot to tell about how much money you have or where you go on vacations, keep this information to yourself and only share it if you are asked directly. Number 2. Pay attention to the person's interests. Show your deepest interest in what the person is telling you, even if it's the most boring thing you've ever heard. Listen attentively, don't interrupt, and ask questions. Isn't it nice to realize that someone is interested in what you are talking about? If you have to disagree with the person's opinion, the first thing you should do is agree. Well, not entirely, of course. You should wait until the person finishes explaining his or her point of view and then say, "Yes, this opinion is very popular and I understand why you share it, but I think..." This way you will sound very polite. Next time somebody calls you to offer you a credit card, note how they speak. When you tell them that you're not interested, they respond that they understand you, your risks and concerns, and then they tell you what they really think. Number 1. Finish the conversation correctly. Do not interrupt the person in mid-sentence. Let them finish. After that, come up with a good reason why you need to leave now. Don't let the person think that you are leaving because you are bored. Smile and say that you had pleasure meeting them. Say that you hope to see them again. Don't forget to like and share this video. Join us on the bright side of life.